Hello there, my name is Mackenzie. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for being here. Can you see my eyeballs? Probably not. But now I can't see you. It's a dilemma we have. My voice is going. It seems to be fine when I'm just conversing like in person, but anytime I'm sitting down today to like film, it sounds a little off to me. So sorry if it sounds off to you. I'm gonna try my best to speak directly into the microphone so that way you can still hear me. Today we are doing another drunk plot points. I'm very excited. We're behind a green screen. I think I'm going to do all of my drunk plot points from this vantage point from now on, just to give it some, you know, just like a change of scenery. Because I'm always in front of my bookshelf. So, change of scenery over here. We are doing drunk plot points. I didn't even grab the book. We are doing drunk plot points for Hall of Smoke by H.M. Long. The second Temple of No God is coming out February something. I'll flash it on the screen for you. And I am going to go back. Honestly, last time I did my drunk plot points for Throne of Glass, I wrote down everybody's name so that way I didn't get confused. And honestly, I feel like it wasn't as funny. So I'm not going to write down anything this time. I will allow myself to hold the book and skim through, because I know I'm going to get distracted and that's going to be funny. But I am not going to write down anything. We are just going to go in blind again. Well, first we're going to get drunk, and then we're going to go in drunk and blind, trying to figure out how to tell you what happens in this story. Obviously, this content is 18 plus. I am an adult myself. I am the legal age to drink alcohol, so that's what I will be doing. If you don't want to engage with this material, please click away and find something else to watch. You can find one of my videos to watch. Most of them are sober. Or you can find somebody else to watch. I do not mind. Also, there will be... I almost said subtitles. What? Also, there will be spoilers for Hall of Smoke if you haven't read it yet and you want to. You don't want to be spoiled, please click away. If you want to be spoiled, stay right here. And if you've already read the book, stay right here. If you have read the book, let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Also, if you want to keep track of all of the things that I get wrong or completely miss, let me know down in the comments how bad I remember things when I'm drunk. Alright, so I am going to go now, get drunk. I will come back to you when we're ready to do this thing. Alright, let's go. Glass of wine number 2. I'm starting to feel it faster than my last drunk plot points, mainly because I literally don't drink aside from these videos. Like, me and my husband used to go out to brunch like every other Sunday before COVID, and I would have mimosas there, but I literally do not drink aside from these videos. So cheers. Thanks for joining me. And obviously I don't drink. I have one wine glass and it says happy birthday. It's when I turned 21. God, I'm gonna be so old this year. I'm not so old, but like, I'm in the later half of my 20s now, or I will be. I'm gonna be 26. You guys, it's all downhill from here. All right. Let's talk about this before I start ranting on something else. So this is Hall of Smoke by H.M. Long. So this one was interesting. Like, I really enjoyed it, but it was really weird at first. So it starts with our main character, Hessa. Ooh, thank God it's on the back. Hessa is an Engi, a battle-hardened priestess of the goddess of war, with the power to turn an enemy's bones to dust with a scream. Banished for disobeying her goddess's command to murder a traveler, she pays for forgiveness. While she is gone, raiders burn down her town. And then her goddess is Aang, E-A-N-G. Tell me if I'm mispronouncing all of this. Hang on, is there a pronunciation guide? There was. I found one. I found the pronunciation guide like halfway through reading the book, and I was like, oh, that would have been helpful. And then I realized that, like, I have been saying it right. Ing, 2 E's. What sound is that? E? Ing. Okay, her name is Ing, and that's the goddess that Hessa serves. So Hessa was told by Ing, you know, like Ing gave her like a mission, and Ing was like, you have to murder a traveler who has two different colored eyes. I think that's, yeah, two different colored eyes. And she's like, okay, cool, no problem. I'll do that when he comes. And then he comes. And for whatever reason, Hessa is like not enamored with him. Like, she's married and she's totally like, you know, in love with her husband. She's not like in love with this new guy, but he's really nice, I think, or something. But basically, yeah, he's just really nice. And I think some part of me wants to say like he saves Hessa from something, but I'm not sure what that would have been. Anyways, she doesn't end up killing this stranger. And I think he ends up telling her like something bad is happening and she's all confused. And so she doesn't kill him. And then her goddess, Ing, is all like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, come on, I told you to kill that guy. So now I want you to go and pray. I think, I'm already not sure. Either Ing tells Hessa to go and pray, or Ing stops communicating with the rest of the village. I think that's what happens. Ing stops communicating with the rest of her, like, village that, worships her. Because it's very interesting. There are all these different gods, and each god has like a village or like a people who worship them. And Hessa is an Ingi, and like she worships Ing. You know? Am I right? So anyway, Hessa at the beginning of the book is at like a shrine, like really far away from her village, and she's supposed to like stand there and pray for like 24 hours or something like that. And she does, and in the meantime, like she's alone, so like the rest of her village is still there. And then after she's done praying, she doesn't end up hearing the voice of Ing. I think that's what she's waiting for, but she doesn't end up hearing Ing call back to her or answer her prayers or anything like that. And so she goes back to her village, and lo and behold, her village is like destroyed. Absolutely destroyed by like this other village, these other people. And like her husband's dead, everyone's dead. I think there's one woman, and I think it's her friend. I don't even think it's her cousin, because she has a cousin in this and a husband who come to see her at the shrine. But I don't think it's her cousin who survives. There's another woman who survives. She's not pregnant, but recently gave birth. And so she survives, and she's missing her child. And so her and Hessa are going out and about, and they're trying to figure out like what happened. Like Hessa, she's trying to... Yeah, because the mom is trying to find her son, and Hessa is trying to get revenge and, like, kill all the people who killed her clan, basically. Because Hessa truly believes that Ing did not help her clan, her tribe, the people who worship her, because Ing is mad at Hessa for not killing that one traveler. So... this is where I start to get a little bit, I'm starting to get a little bit unclear on the memories. So we have Ing's son. What is his name? Gadar? I think it's Gadar. Hang on. Is this cheating? No, it's Gadur. That's silly. Hang on. Where is the name of this man? I don't know his name. It's not in the glossary. Anyway, it's Ing's son shows up and like starts kind of helping Hessa. It always seems like he's like on the verge of sexually assaulting her, but like they're helping each other because he's trying to find his mother too. And they're trying to figure out what's happening. And like all the while that he's like with Hessa, he's also following the mother. So the mother like goes away into like a different path than Hessa does. Do they meet up at first? I think at first Hessa doesn't believe anyone's alive. So she goes on her revenge journey first. And then all the while she's doing that, we're not following the mother. Can you shush? Ing's son is also with the mother, and like he basically does like the same thing. Like, and Hessa only like stands up to him because she's a warrior, and the mother is not a warrior, and so she like allows it to happen. And it's like uncomfortable when you read that part because it's like obviously she didn't want that to happen. She's looking for her son. She's trying not to be killed while she's looking for her son. And if the only way is to like travel with this god who might actually give her like a chance at survival, like it's not that fun. It's probably why we don't follow her point of view at all. So there's that portion. We have basically then Hessa runs into like all of these other gods. They're like older gods and gods that she doesn't really know who they are because she's like a child of Ing. And so like an Ing is a new god. And basically as Hessa's going through this whole like journey trying to find Ing, she realizes that Ing is a new god. 1, 2, there are old gods, and like 3, there was a war that happened and it's starting up again. And like we know nothing. Hessa knows nothing. So like it's this whole long like, honestly, I want to say for like only 200 pages. For about like half of the book, I was very confused on like what was happening because Hessa was also confused on what was happening. And so it was just a very kind of like interesting way to tell the story. Because things didn't start making sense until like the second half of the book anyway. So like she meets 2 people, 2 older gods. I think they're older gods, or they're at least new gods. They were on the opposite side of Ing. And basically what ends up happening is she meets them in like this like lodge type, I'm imagining a lodge, and they are like the best archers in the world, and like they are trying to kill Ing. It's very vague, very vague. Ogum, is that his name? Ogum, it has to be his name. Ogum, the immortal son of Ing, an elemental being. Winter. Omascat is the traveler that she was supposed to kill and she didn't. So we have Hessa running into gods that she really shouldn't be running into. She also runs into like these other people. They're like Arpin legionaries. And they serve like other gods, but she sticks with them for a good amount of time because she's trying to figure out what's happening. She realizes that Ing is part of a war, and she like purposefully didn't answer the prayers of her people, the Engine, because she's been fighting this war and like they're losing. So she's not answering any prayers and she's not protecting anybody. And so Hessa's like rightfully a little bit pissed off because Hessa's like, I don't care about godly wars. I care about my people and my husband and my cousins and all of these children that died that you didn't answer their prayers. And so it's really kind of interesting to follow Hessa, who was a very devoted warrior to this goddess, and after being like completely rebuffed, basically is like, you know what? I don't know about you guys. I don't know about following gods. So she meets a couple of gods. She finds the Arpin Legionary army and she fights with them a little bit. I'm really not sure who they're fighting. Oh, that's right. They're fighting the people of the gods. Like, so the more you find out about the gods who are fighting each other, the more it makes sense about what's happening in the world. Because the people who worship these gods are fighting and following their orders. So if like, you know, one of the old gods wants to fight a new god, then their people are also fighting. And so it's, honestly, it's one of these books where I feel like it'd probably be better on a reread. I really enjoyed it the first time, regardless, but a lot of the time, like half the book, you're just a bit confused about what's happening. Um, so after, so what ends up happening is Hessa and, what's his name? Oscat? Amascat? Hessa and Amascat, the traveler, end up meeting up again, and she was like, I was supposed to kill you, and because I didn't kill you, my people are dead. And he's trying to tell her, like, your people would have been dead anyway. It's just you would have either been dead with them or without them. And now that you're not dead with them, let's do something about it. And so they team up, and they basically... Ing is on the side of the old gods, because the new gods, even though she is a new god, the new gods are also trying to, like, throw the world out of balance. It's always about balance. So Ing is on the side of the old gods. Hessa and Amascat, they finally eventually start fighting on, like, the physical realm that the humans can help in, because they're basically all losing their power. And so they have to draw more power from the earth, where they're actually getting it from their worshippers and everything. Because basically when you don't have worshippers, you die as a god. It just makes sense. Like, what is the purpose of a god? To be worshipped. So when you don't have worshippers, you're gone. So basically we have that happening, and Hessa comes in, and she's like kind of a badass, and she teams up with the oldest god that there is. The oldest god that there is the one that Amascat is the one who worships, and basically the oldest god takes control of Amascat's body. I'm not sure if Amascat is alive in there. I think he's dead, but he is, now, like, their go-between, like, that in-between. I think he's a different person entirely. Like, he's not Amascat, and he's not the god, but he's, like, something in between. So, anyways, what ends up happening is the mom character, remember who lost her son? Sixnit is her name, Sixnit. So she ends up finding her son. They were going to, like, sacrifice him. The son was going to take the, like, be the vessel for the old god. Amascat ended up being the vessel for the old god instead, and Sixnit ends up getting pregnant by Ogum, who's the son of what's his face? Ing. Ogum also ends up becoming, like, a bad guy. They have to kill him and everything, and I didn't get that plot point. Like, I think he wanted to kill his mom or something like that. He just wanted more power. And so anyway, Sixnit ends up getting pregnant by Ogum. Ogum dies, is killed. Sixnit ends up having to give birth, and after she gives birth to the child, he's like half god, obviously. And so Amascat takes the baby to go live with him and raise, you know, become a god. I don't understand that part. It's very, very sad at the end, because, like, they win, right? But Sixnit gets her other child taken from her after she's finally been able to, like, have her, like, find her own child. She has another child taken from her. Nobody's brought back to life. Like, Hessa is still alone. They're starting up, like, their little Injin tribe again, but, like, it's sad. I'm 100% sure I'm missing, like, a few details in there. Maybe a bit more plot points than typical, but it truly feels like it wraps up, and it's like, yeah, everything's fine, but not really. Like, we killed a lot of gods, and a lot of people are dead, and, like, we did it. It's a little morose, and it's quite the ride. Quite the ride. It was really interesting. I will say, I think I was upset about this originally, but on the back of the book it says that Hessa breathes fire, and she literally only does that once because Ing is so weak. So just a bit of false advertising there, but I did really enjoy it. I thought that Hessa was, like, literally a badass character. She wasn't afraid to be alone, or to be in charge, or to be a warrior, or to do anything. She wasn't afraid, and when the moments happened where she was afraid, she didn't let it stop her from doing not necessarily what she wanted, but what she thought was right. Getting revenge and avenging her family and her people, and, you know, allowing their souls to rest. there's a lot of mistakes that she makes, and she does grow a lot as a character, as an engine, as a warrior, as a priestess. It's kind of intense, but it's a really, really cool story. All right. That was Drunk Plot Points of Hall of Smoke. Please let me know all of the things that I missed, because I totally did. Let me know if you liked this book. Let me know if you're going to be reading book 2. It's going to be like a companion sequel, I heard. It's not going to be a direct sequel. So we'll see how that fares. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!